the U.S. Senate passed a resolution related to Venezuela.
Vietnamese party chief congratulates Lao counterpart on re-election.
Supply and control of goods during the year-end season.
Hello, so good to see you again in today's news. I'm Hoàng Yên, and here we go, the first up of the show. The U.S. Senate just advanced a resolution aimed at limiting U.S. President Donald Trump's ability to take further military actions against Venezuela.
Placed on the calendar.
The measure would require the removal of United States armed forces from hostilities or against Venezuela that have not been authorized by Congress. The voting results were 52 votes in favor and 47 against, with 5 Republican senators joining all Democrats in support of the measure. A Senate floor vote is expected to pass the resolution next week. The move came days after the President Trump administration launched a large-scale military strike in Venezuela on January 3, arrested President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, drawing worldwide condemnation and concern.
Russia said that any troops sent to Ukraine by Western governments would be legitimate combat targets after Britain and France announced their plans to deploy a multinational force there in the event of a ceasefire.
The Russian Foreign Ministry warns that the deployment of military units, military facilities, warehouses, and other infrastructure of Western countries on the territory of Ukraine will be classified as foreign intervention. Spokesperson Maria Zakharova said in a statement, "Russia has long opposed the presence of any Western troops in Ukraine." Spokesperson Maria Zakharova characterizing the agreement reached by Ukraine's allies as a new militaristic declaration. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has long insisted his Western allies provide robust security guarantees as part of any peace deal to deter a future Russian invasion.
On January 8th, Comrade To Lam, General Secretary of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Vietnam, to send a letter of congratulations to Comrade Thong Lun Silolith on his re-election as General Secretary of Lao People's Revolutionary Party Central Committee for the 12th time.
On behalf of the Communist Party of Vietnam Central Committee, General Secretary To Lam extended the warmest congratulations to Comrade Thong Lun Silolith. The re-election reflects the Lao Party, state, and people's recognition of Comrade Thong Lun Silolith's significant contributions, intellect, and dedication over recent years. The General Secretary To Lam emphasized that the traditional relationship and loyal bond between Vietnam and Laos, founded and nurtured by President Ho Chi Minh, President Kison Phomvihon, and President Suphanuvong Vong, have become priceless shared assets of the two nations. General Secretary To Lam also expressed his confidence that, in his high-ranking position, Comrade Thong Lun Silolith would continue to make important contributions to further strengthening and deepening the special Vietnam-Laos relationship, in line with the interests and aspirations of the people of both countries.
Upcoming are some updated news.
International media outlets have hailed Vietnam's 8.02% GDP growth in 2025, calling it a rare bright spot in Asia amid uncertain global trade landscape. According to Nikkei Asia of Japan, the 8.02% growth is the fastest expansion in the last 3 years, placing the Vietnam among the top growing economies over the past 15 years. The diplomat highlighted that Vietnam's growth is even more impressive, given that the U.S. began imposing a 20% tariff on Vietnamese goods in August 2025. In its report, the U.S.-based Associated Press, AP, noted that Vietnam remains a strong magnet for foreign investors.
In 2025, Nghệ An's Industrial Production Index, IIP, achieved double-digit growth, ranking 4th nationwide, according to figures recently released by the General Statistics Office. Specifically, Nghệ An's IIP rose by 16.5%, trailing only Phu Tho, 26.4%, Ninh Binh, 22.8%, and Bac Ninh, when 17.1%. Throughout the year, local industrial activities maintained a recovery momentum and positive growth despite the volatile global economic landscape. Key industries including manufacturing, construction materials, beverages, and food processing continued to grow steadily, making significant contributions to the province's overall economic growth.
In the early hours of January 9th, temperatures at the Buok Mu Border Control Station, under the Na Ngoy Border Guard Post, Nghe An Border Guard, plummeted to below 0 degrees C, reaching as low as 5 degrees C at times. This caused thick frost to cover trees and grasslands. The frost only began to melt around 9 a.m. as the sun came out. Similar icy conditions were recorded across various high-altitude areas in Nangoy Commune. Faced with these harsh weather conditions, local authorities and border guard forces have stepped up efforts to educate and support residents in reinforcing livestock shelters and keeping both people and animals warm.
After a turbulent year marked by natural disasters and floods, the year-end market is witnessing a strong surge with demand for goods expected to increase by 50 to 70%. Balancing supply and control is a critical requirement to stabilize the market and to protect the consumer's rights. More in the story today.
To facilitate the flow of goods, the Department of Industry and Trade has advised the Provincial People's Committee to issue a directive. This plan guides businesses and distributors in ensuring a sufficient supply of goods at reasonable prices. Not only supermarkets, but also retail agencies have secured financial resources and stockpiled inventory since mid-October, committing to price stability.
Starting in October, we began working with suppliers to prepare our inventory. We are increasing our stock of Lunar New Year products to meet the consumer demand of the local people.
Distributors have secured sufficient financial resources and warehousing space for stockpiling goods. Then, they will replenish essential items for local grocery stores.
However, alongside supply efforts, concerns over counterfeit and substandard goods remain constant, demanding decisive action from authorities. In 2025, the Provincial Steering Committee 389 handled over 1,600 violations, contributing more than 5.2 billion VND to the state budget.
We have coordinated with local authorities across the province to inspect major commercial hubs and essential goods, ensuring the protection of consumer rights.
In 2026, Nghệ An strives to achieve an approximately 11% year-on-year increase in total retail sales and service revenue. The combination of business proactivity and decisive oversight from authorities is the key to ensuring that citizens can shop with peace of mind and enjoy a safe, plentiful Tet holiday.
The last story descended our news today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye for now.